everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome. And today I'm updating my Pan Those Eyeshadows project pan. So we've got an amazing update. We've got 2 rollouts, which means 2 roll-ins. Super exciting. One is a pan and one is actually a veto, but we'll talk more about that later on in the video. If you don't know, this is a project where I select 4 eyeshadows, 2 random from my whole collection, 1 random single, and then a chosen shade, and I try and hit pan on them or reach 20 uses. They are my goals. And yeah, I love this project. I love this project so much. But just before we jump into the video, if you have not already, please like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I'm trying to hit 2K by the end of the year, so hopefully we can do that. I really think we can. But if you could help out, that would be amazing. I do so many project pans, shop my stashes, and get ready with me's. So if that sounds like a good time to you, stick around. Okay, so we're gonna go from oldest to newest. Yeah. So the oldest shadow we've been working on for 3 months. This is the shade Charmed from the Colourpop Just My Look palette. This is what it looks like last month. So there was a pretty big dip in it, and this is what it looks like this month. Yeah, it's slow going. It's very slow going, but there is a huge dip in this. I think this is definitely going to be a 20 use and roll out shade. I think it might not be, we might hit pan on it, but I'm really not sure. I am wearing it in my eye look today. It is, well, I've got black and then this, and then a lighter green, then a yellow. So this is in my look today. This goes really nicely with the remaining shades in my Pan That palette, which I'm very thankful for. So I can incorporate this and my Pan That palette, which means a lot to me, especially coming to the end of the year. I really want to get my Pan That palette done. If you haven't seen that update, I will link it in the cards. Definitely go and check that out. We've made really good progress, but that's not the project that we're talking about today. We managed to use this 6 times over the past month, which is the most amount of times that we have used it in a month, which is good. And that is a total of 13 uses in the project. So I'm going to try and hit the 20 use goal by next update. I am thinking of maybe ending it in December, having a month off, and then restarting it in January. But I'm not sure. I've not really made up my mind yet. I don't really know what I want to do with this project yet. But I definitely don't want to go into January with this. I don't think I'm a little bit burnt out with it. I do feel quite burnt out. It's one of those shades that if you use it, you're doing a green look. That's it. You can't like mix it up a little bit. I've tried to kind of like mix it up a little bit today. I love the green, blue, yellow color story. It's one of my favorite color stories to wear. But yeah, this is, it's a difficult shade to incorporate into a lot of different looks. I've done like more cool toned looks with my Pan That palette. I've done more bright looks like this, but at the end of the day, it's still a green look, and I don't know, I'm just a little bit burnt out with this. But yeah, as I said, 13 uses, not that many more to go. Hopefully we can do that either in the coming month or in the coming 2 months. That would be amazing. But as of right now, I am a little bit burnt out. The next shade was my random single, and that was the shade Conspiracy from the J-Star Conspiracy palette. This is what it looked like last month, so we had a little bit of usage on it. And this is what it looks like this month. We are really close to pan on this guy. So I am going to say, I say this every single time I mention one of his products. I do not support Jeffree Star in any way on my channel. That is why all of his shades are depotted in my collection. I just thought I'd put that out there because I want people to know. I'm wearing this shade on my cut crease today, and I think the reason I'm burnt out is because 2 of my shades are greens. So if I'm going to be doing a lot of progress in this project, I'm gonna have to do green looks. I think that's what's burning me out a little bit, but I was sure I was gonna hit pan on this during this look today, but unfortunately not. There is a massive dip. I really hope you can see in the close-ups, huge dip. We've used it 6 times this month for a total of 12 uses. So that means we used it 6 times last month as well. So that's interesting. So yeah, 12 uses on this. I really will have pan on this. I'm 100% sure we'll have pan on this by the next update. I like the shade. It's a nice shade. But again, you have to do a green look. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little bit... But yeah, I am 100% sure we will have pan on that very, very, very soon. Okay, next is actually the 2 that we rolled in last update, and they are the 2 that we are rolling out this update. So the first is Inspire from my Carnival XL Pro. This is what it looked like last update, and we have not changed. We have not used this once. We have not touched this shade this month. So this is my veto. I've only vetoed one other shade this year, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm allowing myself that. So it's this shade here, this kind of cool toned shimmery taupe. I'm going to put the palette down because it takes up the whole screen. But if you watched my last update, I was a little 50-50 about bringing it into the project just because it is quite similar to a shade in my Pan That palette. It is slightly warmer. My Pan That palette shade is like a grey silver kind of shimmer. This is more taupe, but I want to put all my effort into my Pan That palette, and I don't want something to be taking away from that, especially when I'm so close to the end of the year. I'm so close to finishing it. I don't want to do it. I kind of regretted my decision as soon as I stopped filming. But yeah, I'm going to veto it. This is my second veto of the year. I think I've done very, very well to only veto 2 this year. So yeah, I'm happy. I did actually use this palette for a bit of my look today, so I've not neglected it completely. I used the Hype, and I also used Keen, which is the yellow. So I would like to use this palette more. It is getting quite old. Hopefully I can incorporate it in a project next year, hopefully, but this is just not the time. Not the time or the colour. Sorry. Okay, next was a little bit of a gimme shade. This was Clued In from my Colourpop Blue Moon palette. This is what it looked like last update. There was a huge dip in this, and this was my chosen shade. And this is what it looks like this month. So as you can see, we have hit pan, and we used it 4 times. So I knew we were going to have pan on this. It's one of my most loved shades. If you don't know, I love blue eyeshadow. Blue eyeshadow is my favorite shade to wear on my eyes. So yeah, I knew we would have pan on this. I was kind of unofficially working on it off camera for quite a while. So I kind of knew that Charmed and Conspiracy wouldn't have pan on it by this update. So I wanted to have at least one pan to share with you. So I rolled in a bit of a gimme shade, and yeah, we have pan on it. This took me 4 uses to hit pan on in this project. So yeah, sorry, but I wanted to have at least one pan. There you go. Okay, I haven't swatched again, so let me just do that. Okay, this is our old colour story. As a colour story, I really enjoy it. It is a really, really nice colour story, but we are rolling in 1 chosen shade and 1 random shade. So let me grab my tiny decisions. Pretty random? I don't know. I have 585 shadows in palettes, and let's roll. Okay, 523. Let me see what that shade is. Okay. So 523 comes from my Lion King Circle of Life palette. I always just call this the Scar palette. This is a relatively new palette in my collection, and this actually throws off the shade that I was gonna bring in for my chosen shade. But anyway, it's okay. So this shade was the last shade in this palette called The Outlands, and that is this kind of musky yellow. I really like this shade. It's like, it's a pukey yellow. It's got like a little bit of grey in it, a little bit of like dirty brown in it. It's really, really nice. So yeah, we are working on this shade. We're also working on this shade in my This Is Fantasy project pan. So I already have this palette out and working on it. So that's super cool. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to go and pick a focus shade myself to roll in because I have no idea now. I was going to roll in Keen from this palette, this shade, but I don't really want two yellows. That's not smart. So I'm going to go off camera and find something to hit pan on. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, I am back and I've got my chosen shade. Again, this is a little bit of a gimme shade, but again, we're at the end of the year. I want to give my Pan That palette as much attention as humanly possible, so we're doing it. Oh, you know what? I've literally just changed my mind last second. Wow. So this is the Bella Pierre's All Stars palette. I love this palette. And I don't think I've reached for it this year, which is really sad. So this is what it looks like. We've got a few pans in this already. And the shade that I'm going to work on is this duochrome kind of shade. They don't have names. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Shade number 25. So this is what it looks like swatched out. Hopefully you can see the duochrominess of it. So I think this can work really nicely with my Pan That palette as like a topper kind of shade all over the lid. So this is our current colour story and this is our old colour story. We've changed it quite a lot. So all these three shades go together really well. Charmed, Conspiracy and the Outlands go together so nicely. I can wear a look like this quite a lot. And then this shade from the Bella Pierre's All Stars palette goes with my Pan That palette really well as like a nice topper kind of shade. So I'm really excited about this actually. I was going to roll in this shade. As you can see, there's a big dip in it. But I think I'm going to kind of dabble in this palette as and when I kind of can. While it's out and while I'm playing around with it. Okay, so this is the end of this update. If you have missed any of the last updates, I will leave my Pan That palette playlist linked above. I hope you did enjoy this video. I really, really love this project so much. I hope you do too, and I hope you have an incredible day. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!